Man.
You want to tell me the twist? Because it's amazing.
That's my jam.
Hello! Welcome to another Listcussion here at Eligible Monster. If you're new to Eligible Monster, the Listcussions is us going through various other lists, grabbing the topic that we are looking for, and assembling our own list. Why kid you? Why pretend that we actually thought each and every one of these up when everyone and their brother steals a list? That's what they all do. They all claim they did.
Yes, technically, but...
Yeah, they're all the same list. Don't even try and tell me you all thought... 20 people had the exact same top 10 list, reshuffled.
But we know,
great minds think alike.
With some extra titles and
we assembled our own. This one was made by
yes.
Nathalie, assembling it off of the various lists. Yes. Today's topic is going to be the biggest twists in video games. And you may be wondering, Benny, why are you being a dick? Censor that. Why are you being a butthead?
Too late.
Why are you being a butthead and speeding through the opening in a hurry? Well, that is because we just tried this list, and the first topic derailed so badly.
I knew it was going to as well, just because I wanted to make sure that he hadn't played Bioshock 1 at all, or Bioshock 2.
I mean, why can't I just like Bioshock Infinite?
That you are perfectly okay.
You will see that debate in the other video.
That is fine.
Do it again.
Yes.
We don't need another 10-minute video.
We're good. Yeah, just yep.
Since this is maybe your first time watching the video, the honorable mentions as to some of the best twists in video games were Metroid, Samus is a girl, Final Fantasy VII, Aeris dies, and Final Fantasy X, where you're a dream but you died in the beginning. We all agreed those are great twists, right?
Yeah.
Okay. Number 1 on this list was Bioshock 1, which led to the crazy derailing conversation.
We got to the first item and derailed for 15 minutes.
Anyway, the reason why I put Bioshock 1 and not Infinite on the list is because Bioshock 1, it started with Bioshock 1, and the twist nobody saw coming. So, but when by the time Bioshock Infinite came out, then people were expecting for it to be crazy. That's why I put Bioshock 1.
Yes,
I like the idea of the infinite universes. And infinite possibilities of
But that stems out of the first one. But we're not discussing that. We're not doing that conversation again. The twist in that game is that the person talking to you at the beginning of the game turned out to be the one mind controlling you and forcing you to do all the evil deeds.
Absolutely.
We're not going to go much more into Bioshock. If you want to see us discussing it and why Rob should play it for 12 to 15 minutes, that video.
I mean, that is a good point, though, because I'm pretty sure Bioshock was the first company to ever think of a twist ending.
No.
No.
I was like,
and that was 2K.
Metroid.
Yeah, Metroid.
The camera guy is shaking his head at you like, what is wrong with you?
I'm not serious. I was messing around.
We can't tell with you anymore.
I made my joking face.
And if you are curious,
it's not identical to my serious face.
It is identical.
No, it's not.
Comments: is this joking and serious faces identical?
You guys are making me out to be like Stanley from The Office. Like I'm not.
Stanley. Oh my God.
Yeah.
Stanley.
Okay. It just. I'm not Stanley from The Office.
I wish you'd make the same faces though. It'd be hilarious.
No. What's that? He's just like. Something like that. I can't remember.
Number 2.
No, wait. Before you go to number 2, if you are interested about the Bioshock universe and lore, we have a lot of Bioshock videos on this channel currently.
Yes.
So just go to the playlist and just
narrated by Nathalie.
Yes, because I absolutely love Bioshock. Sorry, go ahead.
Number 2, Infamous. The original game was not only a blast, but it also contained a few surprise plot twists. The first real kick in the feels was that the antagonist, Kelsler, kills your girlfriend. The second major plot twist is the final battle with Kelsler, and you discover, much to your surprise, that he's actually a future version of you. Mm-hmm. He's traveled back in time to bestow you on talking hard.
He travels back in time to give you.
To bestow upon you your superpowers earlier than originally planned. The end goal is to make you more powerful than Kessler is now, eventually. It's a bit of a head scratcher at first, but it's a great twist and a setup for a sequel where you go after Kelsler once and for all. Love the Infamous series, but
I have never played Second Son.
That's not Second Son, it's the originals.
Yes.
Second Son is like technically the third game in the trilogy.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. So Infamous 1 or 2 is this guy. You played Cole.
Okay.
And that was it. Your future version came back to power you up earlier to make you stronger.
Yes, you haven't played.
So you
Infamous.
could accomplish whatever he was trying to accomplish. I don't remember.
Yes,
the third game. But this isn't a universe where people were granted powers.
Huh.
And so the third game was following a new hero with a new storyline in the future, seeing how they're handling this. Picture the Infamous world almost like mutants, like X-Men.
Okay.
So people are being like jailed off, they're being in internment camps, and in Second Son, you discover you have powers.
Okay.
And you have to deal with that. Like they come in to arrest you, you're trying to escape. That's why I told you should play that. You really will like that game.
Okay.
Yeah.
Cool. Is it like just PC or is it just PS4 or Xbox?
Yeah, it's a PS4 exclusive.
Okay.
Remember how I said like
This is where we
PlayStation
have
has all the
the,
exclusives that are worth it, and Xbox has Gears, Halo, and Forza, and
Hey man, don't knock Gears or Halo.
Gears 4 wasn't that good.
It was okay.
Halo 5
Not that
was
great.
okay.
Gears of War 3 was
we have the
amazing.
second
Forza
sun
Horizon's
statue
really
over
good,
there.
though. I like that.
Oh yeah. Oh yeah.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah,
So,
Forza Horizon's good.
number 3, Red Dead
Redemption.
Oh, I thought you were going to say Revolver. I was
No
like,
one
oh.
played Red Dead Revolver.
Except
The
Rob, I
prequel?
guess.
No one played that thing.
Yeah.
No, not even you, Rob.
Yeah, no, I didn't.
I'd be surprised if you played Red Dead Revolver, but not Bioshock 1. The awful part about the plot twist in Red Dead Redemption is that you thought you were all going to live happily ever after.
Yeah. Yeah, it crushes
Our hero,
you.
John Marston, has managed to get out of his deal with Ross, and he returned to the ranch where his wife Abigail and Jack are waiting. However, despite John's pledge to stay out of the outlaw life forever, he's presented with a surprise attack by the combined forces of the lawmen, soldiers, and government agents led by Ross. He manages to fend off several waves of attackers and get his family to safety. Just as you think everything's going to be on the up and up, he's shot numerous times. And a classic old Western finale. Have you played that one?
No.
Okay, that game is incredible, but it's a bit old now. I'll play the next
Oh,
one.
I know. They're
Just
coming
wait
out with
until Red
a.
Dead 2.
Is it a remaster or is it a sequel?
Sequel.
I think they are
Red Dead 2.
remastering it at the same time.
Yeah.
I think. Don't hold me to that.
I know it was a big to do when it came out. That was one of those games when like the YouTube gaming community was exploding,
Yeah.
and that was one of those games that I always wanted to play. But I think I got sidetracked by Far Cry 3, and I
That
ended
makes
up playing
sense.
that instead.
That
The
makes
best
sense.
part about Red Dead Redemption
Yes,
is
actually,
that
you're right. It came out at the same time, or around the same time anyway, with the DLC, with the zombies and stuff.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah.
But the what I liked about Red Dead Redemption is I like westerns, and you're literally just reliving a western tale, but like Grand Theft Auto style. But one of the cool parts about that ending is if you know westerns, you know that kind of thing is going to happen, and you can't live happily ever after. The plot to the game is that you are an ex-outlaw who's now being used by the government to go get your old teammates. And like going through it, like everything's set. You're like, they're not going to let him walk away.
See, I love those old like Lee Van Cleef and Clint Eastwood like spaghetti westerns.
Exactly.
I always love those things.
And that's just it. You're like, there's no way they're going to let me walk away. Like, this is not going to end well. There's actually a cool little twist. You meet up with a character that we assume is God. You don't actually know him.
Yeah.
You don't know if it is or isn't. He's a man in a top hat, nice tux, and he talks to you in a very godly kind of way. And he's like standing at a grave that you're like, there's no grave here. Well, when you die, the game does the twist. You die at the ending. You're then Jack, your son, and he's standing at the grave. The grave that this character was standing at was your grave, where you were going to be buried.
Wow.
Yeah. So it's just like twists like that, like lead up to it. It's really good.
Yeah, that sounds good.
We never got full
Red
confirmation
Dead.
that he was God, but come on, he was God.
I don't know.
You know what I'm talking about?
Yeah. I don't know.
Number 4, Portal 2.
Man.
Portal 2's good.
Okay, here's the funny thing. I played Portal 2 before I played Portal 1.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's actually not because Portal 2 actually had a story.
Yeah.
Portal 1 was good, but it was puzzles.
Oh, I enjoyed Portal 1, but I saw the old Hutch and Seenanners videos on Portal 2 when it first came out.
Oh, and
I was
the
like,
co-op through it?
Yeah, the co-op, and I was like, dude, I really want to play that, and so I ended up jumping in.
You've asked us to play with you.
Yeah,
for so,
and you guys
so long.
won't.
I know. Yeah.
Because by the time you got to us, it was 3 years old, and we had all played the hell out of it. He'll play it with you.
Oh, really? Awesome, dude. Yeah.
Don't worry,
Awesome.
our new camera guy's actually friendly and wants to hang out with everyone, so we're fine.
Yay! He didn't just up and move to the other side of the country.
Yeah, our other camera guy demanded more money for sitting there filming a podcast and then
Yeah.
just moved to North Carolina.
I know what my skill's worth.
Yeah.
Well, I know what my money's worth.
Not you.
So- no, it's okay. So God, dude, I love Portal 2. Now the funny thing, I thought the co-op was harder than the actual main game itself.
We
It
had
was to
to,
an extent.
Yeah,
'cause
but
you
Because
I-
you had to have someone who knew what they were doing.
Yeah.
Exactly, you had to
exactly,
work
yeah.
together. But dude, I loved Portal 2. It's because I love Portal 2 so much, obviously, that I went back and played Portal 1.
Yeah.
But I want to know, what's the twist?
So the actual, if you don't remember the ending, there's no surprise you accidentally activate your old nemesis, GLaDOS,
Yeah.
and soon she's up to her old tricks again. With the help of a small
Stupid
robot named
Wheatley.
Wheatley,
Yeah.
you decide to take GLaDOS out. Unfortunately, Wheatley takes her place in control of Aperture Science, and he goes mad with power. The next thing you know, you and GLaDOS now have to work together to try and place her back in control of the facility. It's even more surprising when she lets Chell leave after she regains control.
That was the twist, because you expected GLaDOS to screw you over, just like
you played them backwards, but imagine playing the first one where GLaDOS was the full-blown villain. And
after playing the first one, because it was interesting, because firing up the first one, I was like, okay, like what happened before all this? I'm sorry, firing up the second one, I was like, man, I got to know what happened before all this. So I went back and played the first one after I was done with the second, and it does tell a compelling story, which is cool. I think that doesn't like Black Mesa and Portal 2, don't they share like the same universe?
They're in the same universe,
yes.
But
they reference each other here and there.
Yeah.
Portal, I believe, was originally a mod of Half-Life, which is why it was carried on. No, well, it was made with the tools of the team or something like that. I could have sworn it was. Like, it was made in the Half-Life toolbox or something weird.
Maybe it was a college project.
Yeah. It was something like that. Yeah, the camera guy's confirming.
Yeah.
Okay, so he's confirming. None of you guys can hear him, but
Yeah.
he's confirming that it was made by a college project. He doesn't know if it was actually a direct derivative of Half-Life. Either way, because Valve picked it up, they did cross them over. That I do know.
Okay.
Yeah.
Number 5. This game, Rob Harrell's, is one of his favorite games of all time.
Oh yeah, well it has to be. I mean,
that's why I think Natalie put it on the list.
It's the reason why we picked up a PlayStation in the first place. And we pretty much
of the Old Republic.
Oh, that's not it at all. Never mind. Never mind.
The next one's the one you're thinking of.
Never mind.
Dude, Knights of the Old Republic? Man.
You want to tell me the twist? Because it's
That's my jam, dude. Knights of the Old Man. I'm gonna go home. I'm gonna play that tonight. Man, dude, I love Knights of the Old Republic. Yeah, you end up finding out that you're Revan.
The guy chasing the whole time.
Yeah, and they wiped your memory so that you wouldn't know.
Yeah, but so basically you're the villain, Darth Revan.
Yes.
But you don't know it, at all.
Dude, that was so cool because then you get to the point where you can make the choice to either go back to being Revan or to fight on the light side. Now here's the funny thing. Like when I had that choice, I was like, dark side. I didn't even bat an eye. I was like, and we're gonna be a bad guy.
No hesitation. Wow.
Well, the funny thing is like, and I'm glad they did this. The ending on if you choose dark side is far less climactic and interesting and epic than if you choose the light side. Not to mention that if you choose the dark side, the game really is just like super simple.
Yeah.
Whereas with the light side, you've got to go here, then you got to go there, and you got to do all these quests, and it makes a more fulfilling game.
Right.
So, yeah, dude, I love it. Good choice. I love KOTOR. Yeah.
Number 6.
That's the one.
Last of Us.
Yes.
Joel and Ellie go through a lot together, almost too much as it turns out. See, Ellie is indeed humanity's last hope. She's immune to becoming infected, and in order to extract a portion of Ellie's brain that makes her immune so that they can make a cure, lethal surgery is required. Yeah. Instead, Ellie knows nothing about this, and Joel decides he's having none of it. Instead, Joel goes on a firefly killing spree, mowing down wave after wave of soldiers as he moves to the hospital to rescue the unconscious Ellie. Having already lost his daughter in the game's prologue, it seems like Joel wasn't willing to lose another. This plot twist is incredibly intense as it illustrates how intensely selfish Joel is. He essentially dooms all of humanity to extinction simply because he's unwilling to lose another daughter to this life. Now, when I played that game, I had no idea that this was happening, and I remember being torn at that final scene where you're like, they are here to save the world, but I will not let Ellie die.
Yep.
You spent this entire game
keeping her alive.
And this is when I had time to sit and play 6 straight hours of gaming.
Yeah. That was a masterpiece.
Dude, that was that and Uncharted 4. KOTOR's close, but those two games are probably two of the best games I've ever played.
A story-driven game.
Yeah, story-driven games. Yeah.
You got to clarify which ones you're talking about.
Well, no. I mean, to me, in general, those are two of the best games I've ever played.
Right, no, but I'm just saying, because people would easily argue.
Well, I'm not saying they're the best games ever. I'm saying they're the best games that I've played.
But I remember going through that as Joel and just being fudge humanity. I'm saving her.
And I guess the counter argument is for somebody to say, no, Rob, those are not the best games you've ever played. The best game you ever played is a game that I like.
Or my favorite YouTube commenter, you forgot. I didn't forget. It's not on the list on purpose.
Yeah. I remember your reaction when we went to PlayStation Expo last year, and you were sleeping because
man.
But that was because we were standing outside because the lines were so big.
We cut in line.
So we were just watching the conference on the giant screen like everybody else, and at the very end, they were like, we have one more exclusive to show you guys, and then the trailer rolled in for Last of Us 2, and there was how many people? Maybe 5,000.
There were
so many people outside.
There were tons of people.
And as soon as this trailer started rolling, it was just the most quiet you've ever heard a place get. There was just not a single sound. And it was just so like chill inducing. Like it was like,
Yeah.
and then Ellie started singing and it was like, holy crap, it's Last of Us
it
2.
wasn't until like the last few seconds that you realized it was Ellie,
Yes.
and then like the top came off
Yeah.
that place. It was nuts.
Oh, because
people
Joel
went
showed
bananas.
up and everyone lost it. They were just
Yeah.
like, holy
Like,
crap. Yeah.
See, I was asleep during this whole moment.
Yeah, he
Because I
was.
flew in from a flight, got back at like 5
Yeah.
a.m., went right to bed
Yeah, that
while I
sucks.
went to this.
Yeah.
And then
That
I got
sucks.
woken up by Rob climbing into bed with me while I was
Holding
in my
your
underwear
hands.
sleeping.
Oh,
I still have the picture too.
Yeah, I held your hand and you were like, "You're not Natalie." That was hilarious.
Yeah.
Pretty easy to tell
Yeah.
when Rob gets in your bed. I'm just
Yeah,
saying.
your hand is a lot. What? Wow, thank you, man. I appreciate it. You're not getting your phone back now.
Come on,
Are there like
apologize.
more cosplay girls on it?
No, I'll look those up later.
All right, so anyway, last one on the list. Number 7. Metal Gear Solid Phantom Pain. Now, you didn't play this all the way through.
I didn't even finish it. I got bored within
Yeah.
the first half an hour.
The twist,
Turned it
you
off.
have to, in order to understand the twist, you have to understand
Yes.
the start of the game. The game starts with you, Snake, Big Boss, lying in a hospital bed after the events of Ground Zeroes. Your arm has been replaced with a robotic prosthetic, and some unflattering shrapnel is stuck in the side of your head. Shortly after learning this, you are attacked, and you have to escape the hospital with the help of an undercover agent who is posing as a patient in the hospital with you. Following this, you spend hundreds of hours building an army and fighting against Cypher organization, only to find out that you are not Snake, Big Boss. You are actually the MSF medic who was subjected to hypnosis by Ocelot and underwent plastic surgery. The real Snake, Big Boss, was the bandaged agent at the beginning of the game who helped you escape the hospital.
Yep.
Damn.
I forget the exact reasoning behind it, but it was like along the lines of Big Boss needed to be out there fighting against this stuff, but the real one needed to stay in hiding so that there couldn't be any
that's
potential
it.
problems.
That's exactly it.
Yeah. So they wanted to do a misdirection with Big Boss's enemies to go after this figure.
Yeah.
But the real one was behind the scenes manipulating
Yeah.
everything.
Huh.
I thought
You
it was
didn't
pretty
know
cool.
that was what you were until you get to the very ending
Yep.
where you play the tape. And the reason they did this is because in the original games, the very, very original, there was a little bit of a storyline weirdness where, because at this point they had been staging Big Boss to be a hero.
Yeah.
Now, in Metal Gear 1 or 2, one of them, Big Boss is quite obviously a villain because he's the villain you go fight in that one. So what they did was by doing this retcon, this fake version, which is known as Venom Snake at the end of this thing, you find out he's the one you fight in the original games, meaning the real Big Boss, who was actually a good guy, was off the board, so the villain version was this fake one.
Huh.
That's how they retconned it all back.
That makes sense too.
So that way
It
they
works.
could have the villain Big Boss and have the good Big Boss that
Yeah.
they had been building up for the last like 10 years.
I liked Solidus. I don't know if anybody remembers him at all.
Solidus Snake.
Nobody likes Solidus.
I liked Solidus. I thought he was cool.
See, even the camera guy's like, no one likes Solidus.
Dude, he had a cool suit. You fought him on the thing.
It's all
He
about
came
the
at you with a
suit.
jet. He was the president of the United States.
Stock up.
He was Doc Ock. Yeah, I mean he kind of was, but I still like Solidus.
All right, guys, those are 7 of our favorite plot twists and our opinions behind them. I hope you guys
What are
enjoyed this.
yours?
Yeah.
Let us know.
What are yours? Let us know in the comments down below. And don't forget to subscribe to Eligible Monster to get weekly Listcussions, discussions, and weird gameplay footage that we decide to throw up. I'm Benny. You can find me at Comic Storian on Twitter. You can find Rob at Comics Explained. Natalie is at Zonical Candy. And together we are Eligible Monster on Twitter if you just want to talk to all of us and suggest things for us to cover. Thank you for your time today, and we'll see you next time right here.
Peace.